Hey y'all. Um, Today, back out in the garage, and I'm working on this. It's distributor. It's a Mopar distributor. It is a points distributor, as you can tell by the points cam right here. But as you can also tell, this thing has been outside a lot, a long time. I salvaged this off of a parts engine that had been outside. So, um, unfortunately, everything on this thing was rusted and corroded and seized up. Now, I've been trying to get this part here, this advanced, and it's part of the advanced mechanism, but it's also got the points cam on here. It's kind of a it's got 8 lobes to it, so it's of course it's for an 8 cylinder. This is came out of a small block Mopar, probably three. Yeah, it is a 318. This thing though is much earlier. It looks like it's much earlier to me. However, this may be like a more of a truck unit where they had this oil fill right here. But I'm having trouble getting this off. This is supposed to just come right off the shaft once you get there's a little clip in there. The problem is that the clip is just absolutely rusted and gone. So, but it's rusted onto another shaft inside here. So, what I'm going to do now, I've already taken one of these apart before in some of my videos, and I've taken this advance and retard plate that also holds the points. I've taken this thing off before. If you need to know how to get this out, they usually have like 2 screws. This one does. This is an older one. It does not have the little notch. They usually have a notch over here that for a little roll pin that sticks in the side here, and it locates this. Well, this thing still only goes one way, but but because of the marks it's left. So from these sides right here, okay. So what I'm going to do. So if you need to know how to get this out, just go back to some of them other videos. You can see how to get this out, plus the vacuum advance mechanism, or vacuum advance canister, sorry. But this one here is totally, as you can see, it's garbage. Okay, so this part here is probably going to be pretty good. And as you've seen in my previous videos, you can actually swap some of these guys around in other distributors. But what I'm going to do to get this thing apart, this does not turn very well. I mean, I can turn it here, but it still doesn't turn very well. Got some identifying marks right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this roll pin out right here, and I'm going to knock that out and get this plastic sleeve, retaining sleeve, off the distributor shaft, and I'm going to force the shaft out of the housing here. And then once I do that, I should be able to manipulate this or pry this off of the shaft that's inside here. Okay? All right. Let me get busy here. Oh, one word of caution. You'll probably note that it's pretty hard to get hold of these. You may have to go to a actual Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep dealer to get one of these. You might be able to go to some of your parts stores and look through their parts catalogs and get one. If I can come up with a part number, I'll put that up on some of my videos later. But if in the event when you take these out, they usually break apart. This plastic does. So, just a warning. So let me set y'all up here so you can see what's going on. There we go. All right. All right. Let's see. I got a couple punches here, so I think one of these will work. Like I said, this plastic on this retainer usually just falls right apart. All right. Okay, that came out without a whole lot of drama, which I'm really happy about. Oh, the screws that usually retain the vacuum advance canister and this plate, they're usually like Phillips head screws. They're usually pretty short. Okay, so all right, so let's see if we can get this thing off of here without destroying it. That's the big conundrum when you're taking apart old stuff. Now, you might be like, hey, why don't you just save yourself all the hassle and just go buy one of those brand new? But that can be a little bit pricey. And I don't really want to spend that money on something like that. Like I said, I got this out of a scrap engine, so basically I'm trying to get this thing taken apart, get it cleaned up and working as well as I can for as little money as I can. All right, I'm going to clean this shaft up right here on the this distributor shaft. I'm going to clean all the rust, or most of the rust, off of this, and make it easier for this sleeve to slide off. So I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we're back, and got this cleaned up here, got the rust cleaned off. The purpose is why I did that was so to, whenever you have rust growing on something, it basically makes the size a little bit larger sometimes. So okay, this is coming out. Notice I'm using plastic and rubber mallet. I'm not really hitting this thing very hard. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. Look at there. I was able to keep it all in one piece so far. Okay. Wow. Yeah, the rust in here is really fantastic. Okay. Yeah, the rust had gotten down in there and just really done a number. Really made life really hard for this distributor. So there we go. Okay. All right. Now, you still have your advance and retard mechanism down here on this. You can see these slots right here, and so this part is supposed to come off, and then you can like service these flyweights and the springs. You can see there's a difference in the size of the springs. You can see this one's much bigger, this one's smaller, much daintier. People will change these out to get this to advance faster or slower. So usually to advance faster. So anyway, but they sometimes will even change out these weights, but it's usually they change out the springs. Okay, so but what I'm going to do today is clean all of this up and get all of this working again like it's supposed to. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to retain the factory springs. So let's see. I want to put this, excuse me, I want to put this in a vise, but I don't want to do it in such a way that I'm going to mar up this surface here. Because I know prying on this is going to probably be, it might be a little bit more than what this thing wants, than what it'll cause this to get chewed up. And I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is, here we go. Yeah. Do I have one that isn't bashed up? There we go. Here's a neat little tip. You can use a piece of copper tubing to keep, you put on the shaft here, and you can put that on something, and then you can clamp this down in a vise, and it doesn't tear up the surface here. Okay. Speaking of which, let's clean this off real good. The surface doesn't look bad. I mean, there's some rust, a little corrosion, a little bit of minor pitting, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. I'm going to pause this for just a minute and be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. All right, we're going to try to get this off of here. This has been soaking for several days with penetrating lubricant in it. It's not going so good so far. May have to toss this. Just use the housing and this part here. I don't know, because this is so jacked up. Okay, well, I think it's time to get out some heat. So I'm going to heat this thing up and get this sucker apart and see if I can get it to come off. Because I don't really have a whole lot to pry on, and I don't want to damage this shaft or this this bracket here that this mounts to. So, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pause this and I'll come right back. Okay, y'all, have to work fast, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot when I'm doing this. If I can get this thing to come on off. I heated it up there for a couple minutes. Boy. Oh boy. All right, more heat. Okay, heat it up some more. Oh, got it to move a little bit. I want it to come off, but hey, I'll take movement any direction I can get it. When you're doing this, heat something up, you need to be quick on the ball. You can't be, you know, I know I'm kind of destroying things here just a little bit, but this is stuff I can put back. Need to be using the metal hammer, very hot steel. Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm moving this back and forth to get the rust and the crud and the filth out of it. Sorry about that. All right. Pause this for just a minute. Okay, y'all. As you can see, I got it off. Okay. This is still hot, by the way, so I'm not going to hold it very long, even with gloves on. But why did I go through all of this trouble to get this off of this shaft? Well, a couple of different reasons. One, while you might be able to go to like a parts store and get a new reman distributor, points distributor, the problem is that a lot of the stuff you're getting in the parts stores these days is not that great, unfortunately. And so, you know, harvesting these old pieces, even if you can't use the entire thing, see, like this is almost completely shot. This is almost completely rusted off. There's a little bit of groove there where I can put the clip on. So I might still use this, but it may be one of those things I might just wait on. However, what I might also do is I might also take this and make this into an oil pump drive shaft. Okay, so that's something else I can do. These weights still move, even though this one here, as you can see, that one moves and this one moves. So they still move freely. This did not get banged up too badly. I was able to save this part too. You know, everything turned out okay. I was even able to save this, and usually these guys, they get destroyed. Oh, and one more thing. My copper trick turned out really nice. Okay, so this took the brunt of the teeth in the vise gripping this, and it did not mar up the shaft, which is what I was after. As you can see, we got a little flat washer up there, a little thrust washer. So I think this is pretty good here. I'm going to probably clean this housing up, and as you can see, she's very, very dirty, and we got some numbers right there, and just clean these up here just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, I just really like this housing because of this little feature right here. And I can even see the hole, the corresponding hole in the bushing down in there. So I don't know if you can see it on camera there. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. All right, so on the last distributor, I wanted to record this here on video because the last distributor that I got into, I didn't go and I didn't take it down this far, okay? So that's why I wanted to do this. So anyway, okay, so this was just a quick little quickie kind of thing. I was going to film it, and that's what I did. So there you go. Now, if you're going to go back with this, which I'm not right now, but if you was going to go back with this, you'd want to, of course, clean this all up. You'd want to clean out any kind of rust or crud or anything down inside there in the bushings. You'd want to, of course, clean all the corrosion off of this. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now and see. There we go. Now let's see if this makes a difference going in here. I haven't done any cleaning in here at all. So let's see if this makes a difference. Well, wow, look at that. That just falls right in there, yeah. A little cleaning on that, and it made a huge difference. Ton of difference there. So, yeah. I've rarely ever seen one of these with worn out bushings, but it can happen. So now, for those of you who are looking at doing just an electronic distributor in your Mopar, this is pretty much almost the exact identical housing. They're very, very similar. You know, they're very, very close. They're not exactly identical, but they're very, very close. So I thought I would point that out there for you. So if you want to use some of these same methods to rebuild a distributor for your Mopar, you can. Also, keep in mind that a lot of the methods I used to get everything apart was it's very similar to like rebuilding basically anything out there. Okay, you just want to take apart, assess what's there, assess what's wrong, clean it, replace your bad worn out stuff, lubricate, and then go through, and once you're done with that, put it all back together like it's supposed to be and check everything out. Okay, that's some of the basics of like rebuilding or restoring stuff. Okay, all right. Oh, I want to focus a little attention on this tool right here. This is an impact driver. If you don't have one of these and you're going to be messing with old stuff, older vehicles, even stuff that's maybe 10 years old, I would advise getting one of these because things do seize up. Fasteners, bolts, screws, stuff seizes up. And when it does, sometimes this is like your best friend. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. So, anyway, all right, I'm going to focus a little more attention. Oh, a little update on the lights. Had one of these lights, one of the bulbs from Walmart, fail on me. So I've got to take that thing back and get it returned. But I've already bought some more, as you can see right there. I'm going to be replacing them, and I've got to replace that entire light fixture right there. So, okay. All right, I've rambled long enough. Too long, actually. So, thank you very much for watching. I really, really do appreciate everybody for watching. I hope you appreciate me sharing this information with you. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, anything, put them down below. I will very happily answer your questions and do everything I can to help you out. Thank you so much. And, and thank you so much for all the subscribers. It is really just blowing my mind how many of y'all want to watch these videos. Okay. But of course, I'm always trying to come up with good content, good information to pass along to you, all my viewers. Okay? So, thank you very much, and God bless, and have a great one.